Welcome to Spoiler Theater. Today, we're telling you a story about a super smart kid who's really a genius and totally doesn't fit into this world. He quit high school to skip exams for college. Dad was confused but let him try. He took ETH year's entrance exam, covering physics, math, literature, French, zoology, and botany. His peers answered like pros. Einstein was anxious and only began answering when he found the physics paper. After the exam, he was called to the principal's office. No doubt about it, his math and physics scores were the highest in school, but he flunked everything else, so he technically should fail. But the principal saw his potential and sent him to a Swiss prep school for a year before taking the exam, despite rules being important. At the new school, students could just let loose, and classes were far from rigid. The teacher was explaining Newton's second law and asked them to imagine a ball shot into space. While his classmates were still pondering, Einstein already had the answer and even threw a question back at the teacher. The classroom fell silent. Einstein realized he'd angered the teacher and was sneaking out when the teacher called him back. But what sets a genius apart? His uncle's factory struggled with machinery issues for months, until a nearby guy spotted the problem instantly. It was a voltage induction issue. Obviously, energy equals magnetic field or wire length for conductor speed. The magnetic field is fixed, speed must be steady, so adjust the wire length. The guy picked up pliers. He snipped excess wiring, shortened it, opened the valve, gears whirred, flipped the switch. The bulb lit up, solving days of trouble with just a pair of pliers. He was Albert Einstein, the greatest physicist of the 20th century. Dad was proud of his smarts and wanted him to be an engineer to help out at the family factory. But Einstein had other plans. He said, "I just can't accept that. My creativity should enhance life. To make money? That's unreasonable." His words enraged Dad, accusing Einstein of problematic political views. Faced with Dad's misunderstanding, Einstein packed his bags and declared, "My future is mine. If you love me, deal with it." Back in Switzerland, he boarded with Professor Winteler, and at dinner, there were people from all walks of life. Everyone chatted, while Einstein observed quietly. Professor Winteler said, "Share freely here. A genius world is hard for ordinary people to understand, often mocked." Yet professors taught him Marie was captivated by his uniqueness. One day, Marie taught Einstein French, and suddenly a bright idea flashed in her mind. How do objects pass through nothingness? She compared herself to a beam of light shooting toward Earth, while Marie was another beam, coming in at light speed. Relative to that, she's stationary regarding Marie. So, isn't time stopping right there? That's how Marie became Einstein's first girlfriend, and the seed of relativity was. A year flew by, and Einstein bid farewell to the Winteler family, successfully passing the entrance exam for ETH year after a year. When he entered the classroom, he spotted a woman. Back then, there were no women studying physics. She thought she walked into the wrong class. But she called Einstein over. "Do you know Einstein?" Einstein replied, "I don't really know much about philosophy." However, the next thing she said totally changed how Einstein viewed her. She said she was part of the universe, and the simple question he asked became a cosmic mystery. She mentioned light, and Einstein couldn't believe such things were coming out of a woman's mouth. She was Milner, the only genius in the entrance exam who outscored Einstein in math. In the lab, Einstein disregarded the standard procedure and tested how temperature affected sound. He turned the gears up to amplify the sound and cranked the temperature to max, but forgot about flammability, and boom. The test tube exploded. Milner in the same class smoothly completed her experiment, and young Einstein first felt outsmarted. This sparked his interest in Milner more. In class, Einstein stared at her while the teacher explained the law of conservation of energy. The teacher noticed this and, trying to ease Milner's embarrassment, Einstein suddenly stood up. He dropped a box of pencils on the floor, sketching some math shapes that made Milner crack up. The teacher scolded Einstein, "Not drama class." Einstein apologized and smiled at Milner. The teacher then spoke to Milner, praising her as the most talented student there but urging her to respect the class decorum. "Don't get too cocky. Learn to ask questions," the teacher said. In fact, Einstein replied, "If I don't ask, where will my answers come from?" The teacher had to tell him to tone it down, but Einstein just couldn't help orbiting around Milner. Just as he said that, Einstein dashed over to Milner again, eager to discuss physics with her. She coldly responded, "Please keep your distance." But Einstein didn't give up. Day or night, whenever he saw Milner, he'd warmly greet her. Milner was moved and sent him study materials. After contemplation, Einstein wrote to Uni Marie, ending their love. Then, summoning up his courage, he bravely confessed his feelings to Milner, and their relationship smoothly blossomed, and they hit it off. In class, Einstein excitedly asked the teacher, "What's the connection between temperature and pressure?" "Pressure varies with temperature." "If we're exploring temperature, this isn't just chit-chat. Do you shoot diplomas like a battlefield? The pursuit of science is no war. Science is a grand adventure," Einstein passionately proclaimed, and from that day, he never showed up for another class again. Enjoyed this video? Subscribe to our channel.